You had all these attempts to debate the numbers. We know exactly the number of victims in Gaza. 2.3 million. All of the Palestinians in Gaza are victims. They are killed, wounded, displaced, besieged, deprived of the objects that are essential for their survival. Israel deals with all Palestinians as terrorists or suspected terrorists. So even human rights NGOs, human rights defenders, everybody is attacked under this encompass all qualification that should be rejected wholeheartedly. And when we're speaking of this Israeli assault, effectively Israel has told the world we can kill any Palestinian and every Palestinian in Gaza. They've told you, look away, there's nothing to see. If they're killed, they're either terrorists, terrorist sympathizers, or human shields. It's never our fault. We cannot be blamed. We can bomb entire neighborhoods. You can wake up and hear that 300 people have been killed, half of them or 40% children, and there would be a very good justification for that we don't need to provide, except that they are either terrorists, terrorist sympathizers, or human shields. And we have called that a carpet explanation for carpet bombing. It is worthless, and it was shameful that some media outlets and some politicians have echoed such a despicable way of qualifying people, of dehumanizing people, and attempting to justify their killing. So at this point, we're 2 months in. You can believe it's a coincidence that Israel bombed the hospitals, the bakeries, 60% of homes. You can believe it just so happened that these were all the military targets, the shelters, or you can believe it was actually targeting them. And why has it been targeting them? To destroy, in part or in whole, the population. We believe what is happening is that. And that has a name. Genocide. You don't believe that is what is happening? You believe this is a widespread and systematic attack? It's crimes against humanity. Is it more acceptable now? You don't believe that is it? It's war crimes. Is it more acceptable? There's no way around this being criminal and falling under the jurisdiction of the ICC. There's no way around it. 2 months in, anybody who is hesitant to say that this mass killing, this indiscriminate killing, this besieging, the use of humanitarian aid as a means of destruction and pressure on people. And then we can argue what are the real objectives. Why would Israel do that? They're telling you. They want the people out. They want the question of Palestine to end. They want the Palestinians as a people to no longer exist as a people. That is the threat they are dealing with. Is that a legitimate threat? It is not. If you don't have a moral compass or some form of moral clarity at this point to say, this needs to stop now, and you accept any justification for such barbaric acts happening, you lose all credibility. You can no longer speak of international law. Put it aside, no longer speak of it any time in your lifetime. This is it. In every generation, we have a moment in time that is decisive for international law. The Palestinian people, unfortunately, for 75 years have been a measuring stick of the illnesses affecting international law, the double standards that exist in international law. 75 years, it's not new. But the level of destruction we've seen, we have not seen since 1948, on the 75th anniversary of the Nakba. And I have to tell you, now in Gaza, every decision is a life or death decision. You wake up in the morning, the room you decided to sleep in is a life or death decision. You don't know the right decision. You decide to leave your home or stay in your home. It's a life or death decision. You are informed that there is humanitarian aid for you in this distribution center. You got a bag of flour. You decide to go pick it up or stay hungry. If you decide to go pick it up, that's a life or death decision. You might not make it back. Your child is wounded. Trying to get him to a hospital is a life or death decision. Every day, 2.3 million Palestinians are fighting for their lives. Every single day. 2.3 million people wake up in the morning not knowing if they will make it to the night, sleep at night not knowing if they will make it to the next day. Calling for a ceasefire is the only human decent thing to do. But it's Israel attacking those calling for a ceasefire. And this is my last comment. Who does that? When you're committing the crimes and you're attacking the UN, attacking Spain, attacking Belgium, attacking the Global South, attacking the NGOs, the foreign minister writing tweets against these people to try to intimidate and silence them, the Prime Minister of Israel making calls. Who does that in your lives? Bullies. Bullies. And how do you stop a bully? If he sees he can get away with it, do you reason with him? Do you try to convince him? You show him there are consequences for their actions. 9 years we have been party to the ICC. 9 years, no consequences. What is taking so long? What is so complicated in the matter in Palestine from a legal standpoint? What is the legal delay? And I spoke about Gaza. This is not the first war. We entered with a war. It was followed by several assaults on our people in Gaza until it culminated here because the bully was never reined in. They are building settlements while bombing our people in Gaza. Is there any single legal expert, a decent legal expert, that can tell me it's hard to make a case about settlements against Israeli leaders from the Prime Minister? They announce it. They're proud of it. We have a right to settle. We will fund it. We will build it. We will help the settlers get in. We are arming the settlers so they can displace the people. They are displacing the people themselves by force or by coercion. You're going to tell me there's no it's difficult to collect the evidence to make a winnable case about settlements? So this is a point where this institution and the people representing it and the prosecutor are facing history. They are facing the Palestinian people who are being killed and facing history. These are, the Rome Statute are serious words written by serious people in serious times. The Geneva Conventions came from the Holocaust and the horrors of the Second World War. The Charter, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These are words that cannot be allowed to become empty words. They either motivate action or they are useless. And today in Palestine, the Palestinian people has no confidence that these words will protect them. And the Israeli perpetrators have every confidence that these words will not hold them accountable. Who should be proven right and who should be proven wrong? Where fear should be. If the perpetrators had any reason in 75 years to fear the consequences of their actions, what's happening in Gaza today would not have been possible. So we blame those responsible, the Israelis, the Israeli government that is doing this, the Israeli occupation forces, the Israeli settlers that are doing this. We are committed to the law. We believe in the law, whoever the perpetrators, whoever the victims. We committed ourselves to that. We look naive at best until the law protects everyone, until we show that every life is sacred. We don't accept that our people's lives are not sacred. We cannot explain that we're defending the law that is not defending our people. So with us, with the people who will hear today, let's uphold the law for everyone's sake, for everyone's future, for justice and for peace. That is the only way forward.